Hey everybody, Who's Your Jedi here with another review for you. This time I'm talking episode 6 of season 1 of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. First of all, sorry for this review going up so late. As you might be able to tell from my voice, I've had a sore throat lately. I'm still not 100% over it, so this review is probably going to be a little bit shorter than usual. So anyway, let's just kind of get right into things. Now this episode, generally speaking, I thought it was a pretty decent episode. This episode really is there to kind of highlight Fitz and Simmons and really kind of give us some insight into what's going on with them, who they are as characters, and of course to get us to care about them a little bit more. And I think it does an okay job of that, but it just still kind of feels like the characters on the show are really more moments than characters. They're not really yet more than the sum of their parts, is I guess the best way that I can put it. Now, of course, Simmons gets some really nice moments where we see her, really getting scared, freaking out, making a very brave sacrifice. We get to see just how much she and Fitz mean to each other, how much Coulson and the other people on the team have come to care for them. It's nice stuff. But like I said, it just feels like a series of moments. There haven't been really those big character payoffs on this show yet. I mean, except for, I guess, Skye. Her getting caught as being a spy for the Rising Tide. That's really feels like about the only big character payoff that we've gotten so far. And granted, it is, of course, only 6 episodes, but I don't know, maybe I've just been spoiled by Arrow and was just hoping for more. Anyway, now a lot of people have kind of been chattering about what's going on with Fitz and whether or not, despite how things have appeared so far, maybe he's interested in being a little bit more than friends with Simmons. And of course, we've already seen multiple examples of him having a bit of a crush on Skye. I got really no opinion one way or the other of what's going on there, but obviously Fitz needs to get laid in the absolute worst way. I think we can all agree on that. Let's see. Now, some other things. I definitely liked how they, dealt with the aftermath of the attack on New York. The firefighters carting off that alien helmet as a souvenir is something that makes perfect sense. In fact, it actually reminded me a little bit of the black market in kaiju parts that we saw in Pacific Rim, which was a really cool movie. And of course, this also explains a lot about how Chitauri tech got into the hands of the centipede people. And you have to wonder, well, what other bad guys are out there, dealing with tech that's been salvaged from the alien attacks on New York? It's a smart use of established continuity. Let me see here. First of all, also have to give the show some serious props for making a reference to The Big Lebowski. You can never go wrong with a good reference to The Big Lebowski. That's a very, very fun movie. I think that's probably my favorite Jeff Bridges movie. Also, Ward actually got what I thought was a surprisingly good moment, where he gets frustrated, where he basically kind of says, "I can't really. How can I deal with problems when I can't understand them? This whole techno-babble stuff is just so completely above his head. It's kind of like the classic problem that you have with Superman. Superman is always very frustrated when he comes across a problem that he can't punch. How does Superman deal with racism? How does he deal with poverty? How does he deal with, just people being cruel to each other? Or, people who are, dictators or things like that. He can't just go around, overthrowing the governments or punching anybody that he thinks is a bad person. He is a person who operates within rules and laws. And Ward is in some ways the very similar person. But again, now why they are frustrated is different. But again, it's the same. I have this problem. Normally, I am very capable of dealing with problems, but this is something that is just simply beyond me, and I feel helpless, and I hate it, and I just don't know what to do. And that's really good stuff. That's really good stuff. This is something that I think Ward has needed for for us to understand that as capable a guy as he is, he does have limitations. That there are moments where he feels like the useless person in the situation. Let's see. Also, we got some nice nods to Iron Man 3. Uh, I also like how we're seeing little elements set up, like the slingshot. This episode, we saw the sandbox. Again, seeing S.H.I.E.L.D. on their way to Morocco. I really do enjoy this whole international thing that they have going on. Um, I'm a bit of a geography fan. I love learning about countries and where places are and things like that. So I get a little bit of an extra kick out of all of that. And speaking of extras, we got to see Agent Blake. Now, he was a character who appeared in sort of the Item 47 story that appeared on some of the Marvel movie DVDs. Not somebody that most people out there are probably going to recognize, but the really hardcore fans of the movies, I'm sure you guys got a big kick out of that. Also well done was the whole action scene at the ends with Ward jumping out of the plane with his parachute still not quite firmly attached in order to go out and rescue Simmons. That's good old-fashioned big damn hero stuff. Exactly the sort of thing we should be seeing on this show. Although, if you stop and think about it, the whole thing of if Fitz dies, we all die with her, is sort of invalidated by the fact that they have parachutes on that plane. I mean, if you have parachutes, surely you probably have some sort of inflatable life raft. I mean, if worst comes to worst, you guys could have all just bailed out of the plane, landed in the ocean, and climbed into the inflatable life raft. I mean, granted, Simmons still would have died, but there was absolutely no reason for any of you to think that you needed to die along with her. You're highly trained government agents, except for Skye, who's, working on the highly trained government agent thing. This incredibly obvious solution to your problem should have been readily apparent to you. I hate it when I, as the audience, am smarter than the incredibly smart people that I'm supposed to be watching on TV. Anyway, guys, my voice is not quite happy with me at the moment, so I'm going to call it here. As always, please comment, rate, and subscribe, and of course you can follow me on Twitter at Who's Your Jedi. Till next time, take care and have a good one.